Hello guys. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Maggie, your fearless marketing coach. I am so happy that today we will be talking about quite a technical but also strategic topic. Hello guys. Yes, hi Sylvie. How are you? So, coming back to the topic, the topic is connected with basically content creation, and this maybe ugly sounding word, repurposing, stands really for smart reuse and multiple use of any content piece that you are going to come up into your business. Because, you know, as solo entrepreneurs, we don't have all the time in the world, and we don't have huge teams behind us. So we have to be really smart about how we use our time and how we use the products of our time. So, hi Tini, good to see you. I wanted to share with you how I approach my processes, and obviously each and every one of you will have to develop her own like steps, but also the selection of the media. Because for me, for instance, the video is one of the main channels or sources of expression, I like to say that, and also writing. I don't use that much of audio materials, and I don't use that much of graphic materials. Sometimes, yes, I usually use graphics for my posts, but the meat for my post is coming from my writing. So what I'd like to share with you today is how you can turn the video and the writing into repurposing that will really save you a lot of time. So my process is quite simple, and I've been arriving to this process for a couple of months. I think that maybe 3 months. And I have worked out something which works really wonderfully for me. So what I do, first of all, I prepare a content calendar first, and for every month I simply sit with print out of the calendar, and I prepare the list of topics. I allocate the list of topics to the specific weeks, and then I attach the topics to specific days. And usually I decide at that time which topic will be addressed as training, live training or video training, and which topics will require like screen sharing, which topics will be live demonstration, and which topics will go as a simple blog post, for instance. However, I have noticed that what we are doing right now, I mean, sharing live of the processes, best practices, works the best for me. And I have created many training videos out of that. So let me share the exact process I'm using for that. So the process is quite simple. I am watching actually at my notes, which are step number 1. So what I do, I prepare first the backbone of my piece of content, if you want. I write a note. Usually it is 1 page, sometimes 2 pages of text. It is quick and dirty. I just, you know, write whatever comes to my mind. However, it has a bit of a structure. Usually it is, I'm checking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 paragraphs. Sometimes it's 5, sometimes it's 8, but I like divine text into smaller chunks, which are my paragraphs. I divide it in steps, in parts, so that it is easier later on to share, but also it is easier to turn it into smaller pieces of content. So I start with this. And for instance, for today video, which is a little training video, I have this piece of paper with me. And I have a live training, which is happening actually in 2 environments at once. I'm being with you through Facebook Live, but at the same time, I am streaming from Zoom and recording on Zoom. And that's very important piece of advice or component, because Zoom is giving me, and this duality here is giving me many benefits, many aspects that are necessary for successful process in the end. So the fact that I am using Zoom for this gives me, first of all, a really great quality of video. If you compare the recording done by Zoom with this live video made by Facebook, these are the light years of differences. So first of all. Second of all, I receive from Zoom not only the video file, but I receive the audio file, which is very important in a couple of situations. First of all, if you need to edit your video, and we are going to have a training on video editing later on this week, so I will show you how. So if you need, for instance, to cut your video in the middle, take out the mistake and then glue it together, your sound and your picture need to match. And it is, I think from my experience, it is easier to match the video than the audio, because the audio files are a little bit more complicated, at least for me. So you need this audio file separated from your video file to make the successful editing. You need the audio file also if you would like to produce a podcast from your video, which is really smart idea for repurposing. For instance, from this particular video, I can have an article, I can have a training video, I can have a live video, and I can have podcast, and I can have a blog article, which everything is based, or it takes the origin from this little piece of paper, which is my concept idea in a way. So Zoom, as you see, is quite important application or environment. I don't use Zoom for all my live videos, but whenever I want to have the training or the video that will be uploaded later on in my other social media channels, I need Zoom to produce the video material that will be uploaded later on to my YouTube channel. And before I do that, I just take so basically from Zoom you receive MP4 file, and I will show it to you how to retrieve this file during our Thursday training. And what I do, I basically, if I'm happy with the full content, and I know that I didn't do any mistakes, or my interlocutor, somebody that I interviewed, for instance, didn't make any mistakes, so I don't need to edit the material in the in the middle. Then I simply do the quick and dirty editing, which is basically cutting the beginning and the end of it. And usually when you are going live, there is this 1-2 minutes in the beginning when people are hopping in and you are greeting everyone, and it's like still not official, not the core of your live streaming, right? Not the topic really. And in the end, you have the after you are saying goodbye to your audience, there is a couple of seconds when you are turning off your equipment, and you don't want to have that in your clean video. So basically you are just cutting, you're trimming beginning and the end. And once I have that, basically I just go to my YouTube channel and I upload it there. The only thing that I need to do then is to add the title. And with the title, I need to make sure that the title is catchy. So my audience will pay attention to this particular title. And I need to add the description. And as you may know, YouTube is acting as a big search engine. So basically like Google. So if you want to be smart about your video description, then you basically, what I do, I take my piece of paper, the one which is a backbone for my training or my story, and I upload this document there. However, rarely I have it in my final form. So in the time when my video is being uploaded to the YouTube channel, for 30-minute video, it usually takes 10 minutes. Sometimes 15 minutes. It depends, how fast is your internet and whether you are using the wide band internet. Within this time, I am basically fine-tuning the copy, and I add some keywords, some hashtags to make my copy, my description more search engine friendly, if you like. So usually it takes 15 minutes and it's done. So once it is done and my video is uploaded to the YouTube channel, then I have downloadable link. And that's the tricky thing, because tricky and important, because then once I have this link, I can use it to promote my piece of video content, say it is a training, in other social media channels. So for instance, I use my links to the YouTube channel, I embed them into the posts that I put into Facebook, into LinkedIn, into Instagram, for instance. Sometimes I use also these links in my blog posts, because what I can do, I can take my backbone text and I can turn it into blog post, adding a bit of more, substance to it. However, sometimes it's fine. I mean, short articles are okay. Usually, I write articles for 1,500 words. Sometimes they are 750, 1800, and that's fine. They are really descriptive. And I just put this piece of article, and inside I embed the link to the video content, which makes the article even more rich and more appreciated by my audience. So that is working really nice. And I think that obviously it took me a while to master the whole process. Right now, in terms of time, because I think that you might be thinking, gee, how how long does it all takes? It takes me about 45 minutes to an hour to write this text. So usually the day I am supposed to go live, and I know my topic. I know already what will be the topic that I'm supposed to talk about. I prepare this copy. Then I have my live streaming, which is about 20 minutes. And the whole, uploading and fine-tuning of the text for YouTube, it takes me 15-20 minutes. So it's not very long. And I do the live streaming right now twice a week. So I would say this is fine. This is okay. It's not long. It used to be longer. So you need to basically, practice and see how long does it take for you. But then this is like my main process of repurposing. But quite often, I like to review, for instance, my videos on the YouTube channel, and then I am coming up with the idea of having podcasts out of it, or having articles out of it. So this is how I am approaching this topic. Let me know if this is clear for you, and if you have any questions. But I think that the process is quite self-explanatory. I will be sharing with you very soon on Thursday the exact process of trimming the video, so cutting beginning and the end. And actually, I'd like to trim this particular live streaming so you can relate to the content. And I know that some people were asking about showing how to incorporate into the video some graphic, not tables, but I think that the screens, yes, graphics, thank you, graphic screens, and also cut out small fragments that you can use later as a feed into your main video. So we will be doing that very, very soon. Okay, I see that you are absorbing that, and that's helpful for you. So I think that's all from me today. Much love to you guys, and have a wonderful, wonderful rest of a day, and I'll see you very, very soon. Bye now.